Groups can sometimes be challenging, but there are strategies you can employ to ensure that group work is productive. First, you should always communicate your learning outcomes. Include both your academic outcomes and any social skills that you want them to develop by working in teams. It's also very important that you form the groups. Avoid letting the learners self-select groups. If you do that, they're always going to get into the same little cliques, and you're going to have problems. Try putting together heterogeneous teams where you've got, high-performing learners and low-performing learners, etc., in the same team. And if it's appropriate to your activity, assign roles to each of the members of the group. So you might have a facilitator or a record keeper or a researcher or whatever makes sense for your activity. And then it's extremely important that you monitor progress as the group activity is going on. If it's possible, move around and briefly join each group to observe what they're doing. I had a policy where I would always just sort of sit down with the group, but I didn't take any questions at first. If they tried to ask me questions, I would always just say, look, I'm going to observe for a couple of minutes and then I'll take your questions later. That way, I could assess what the group was doing, if they were on task, and how much help they actually needed. So often what happens is the highest performing learners will eat up all your time because they always have a million questions. And if you stop and simply answer all the questions from any group, you'll find yourself benefiting the learners who need your help the least and disadvantaging the learners who need your help the most. So it's good to assess how much help does this group actually need, and then move throughout the groups to make sure you're giving time where it's most needed. And of course, it's true that some instructors do overuse group work. The key here is always going to be variety. Using a variety of methodologies is the cornerstone of active learning. Any method used over and over again is going to become stale over time, and that includes lecture.